morning. Happy Friday. Welcome to the show, everybody. It is Friday morning. It is time for the pit stop. It is time to talk sim racing. What's going on? I am here with my good buddy, Amir Assad. How you doing, Amir?
I'm doing good, man. It's been a great week. The weather is, dude, this weather is super nice out today. It was like in the negatives, up until yesterday, and today, like right now, like I got home, I was like got out of the car, I'm like, holy crap, it's warm. Like it's too warm for even for my light jacket. Like this is crazy. Like I'm excited. It made me happy. The sun's out, the birds are flying around. I'm like, man, spring is right around the corner. I'm ready. I'm excited, man. How about you?
Weather-wise, funny enough, I was filming or I was live streaming, and yesterday was the first sunny day in a long time, and it screwed up all my lighting because there was so much light coming in the window, and it was like it actually felt like spring. However, I'm not going to be fooled because I've been fooled by this region, and it's like, oh no, it's going to act like we're going to try to get the spring, but then part of spring in Northern California is a lot of rain still. So I know next week it's supposed to get warm enough that I might actually be able to go on a motorcycle ride, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
It's right. It's going to get close. So yeah, that has me happy because this winter's been a bummer. So I'm ready for some spring. Yeah, I have to say, usually I do well with winter, but
Yeah, same here, man. Like I'm usually good in the wintertime, but like this year has just been cloudy, rain, and cold. Like it's just and like cold to the point where like you should have snow on the ground, but there's no snow. And to me, that just it's not even like why are you even cold if you're not even gonna give me snow? Then just don't be cold. And like it really got me down. Like I rarely ever get depressed or sad during the winter,
right.
but like this year it really got to me just by how bad it was because like it'd be okay during the weekday, but on the weekends it'd just be downpour raining to where you couldn't do anything. So you're just stuck in your home on the weekends like what do we want to do? I don't know, like
Okay. I gotta cut into something real quick. I was gonna get to good mornings, but I see that there's some spoilers going on. Okay, everyone, can you please do me a favor, or I could do this right now. I don't know if I scored a point in this week's rally. When I finished my rally stream yesterday, I was 8, but there are a lot of big hitters still to come. And I already see that Dirge says his quote. This just shows you how my level of rallying. Dirge says, "Still can't believe that I screwed my rally so bad that Sean beat me." Like that is a low bar, right? That means so. Anyway, thanks, Dirge. Anyway, PS4. Good morning, Michael Tuck. Good morning, and I it would cost a lot for me to get out there, but yeah, I think Amir had it right. You guys would have to like drug me, knock me out, put me in a crate, and ship me. I don't want to go anywhere.
We were just talking about that yesterday. Not yesterday. It was a couple days ago about the Sim Expo in Chicago.
Yeah.
You're like, you want to be there. I'm not trying to say you don't want to be there. I'm just like, I know you want to be there, but you're just like, crap. I got to leave the house and travel to go all that way. Like, oh my god, I need to find a way to make this fun.
I got to get on an airplane. What? F that. I'm gonna take the train.
Yep.
Maybe ride my motorcycle there to a Neil Peart style.
Ooh, you could do like a road trip, like stop at some places, vlog it or something along the way.
Yeah.
Like Sean's journey to the Gaming Expo.
Hit up some sim centers on the way.
Via motorcycle. I think that'll be cool.
I don't know. That would take a while though too. I think it's like 2,100 miles or something. Yeah. All right. More good mornings. Good morning, GB. Good morning, Tom Jones, John Cheel. John Hill, I'm not going to read that comment because I think you might be saying something I don't want to read. So good morning. David S. Good morning. Tom Jones.
Wow, it's a very
nice donation. Due to inflation, it's only $1.09 though. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh. Dirge. Oh, okay. Well, that fair is fair, right? I'm in your world. You're in my world now, right?
Yeah.
I go into rally and I'm stepping into other people's arena, so I guess that low bar is fair, right? I know, like even Devin has clowned me. Like, it's so obvious you don't know how to use a handbrake. He's literally said that word for word to me. It is so obvious that you don't know how to use a handbrake. All right, let's see. Joa is here. Good morning to you. He's all done with snow. Tony Morano. Tony, we were on track the other day. Did you change your iRacing name? Has it always been Tony Morano on iRacing and Anthony in our social circles? I was a little confused, but maybe that was just me being old too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, any thoughts on life? Any thoughts on news? Any rants? I don't have a rant today. I'm rantless.
Yeah, I don't really have anything either. I mean, yeah, I don't know. This week's been kind of a good week. For me, it's just I haven't really been able to get after content, just getting adjusted to this new job, learning everything, and just now, like, by the time I get home, like, my brain is fried, and I just, like, oh, I don't want to do anything.
You're working a civilian job.
I am. Like, see, like, I can actually have this now again and not have to worry about it. It's so awesome. The only thing that sucks, and like the only thing that sucks. So for 21 years, I never had to worry about dressing myself in the morning. I just put on my uniform, went to work. But now I'm like, oh crap, what am I gonna wear tomorrow? What am I gonna wear the next day? What am I gonna wear the next day? Like, because we have to wear like kind of business attire too,
right?
Which I'm not used to. Like I'm just a jeans and t-shirt kind of guy. I've always been like that my whole life. But like, you know, they're like, no, you have to wear like business, and you know, you can kind of let loose on Fridays. You can wear jeans with a nice shirt or polo, but you know, it's always dress pants and a long button shirt. So I'm like, oh gosh, I'm not used to that.
Do you even have the wardrobe for it?
Yeah, luckily I started building it up little by little over the past couple of years because, I mean, I knew I was going to try to get into the line of work I'm doing now, like, you know, still working for the government, but not being active duty, you know, military anymore. So seeing how they dress and everything like that, so I already knew what I had to wear. So like little by little, I just had like started building my wardrobe. Never touched any of that stuff until it was time for me to start.
Oh. All right, I got a rant. You guys have driven me to a rant.
Uh-oh.
All right, here it is. This whole new thing, and I've noticed this, it was in Top Gun 2, Maverick. It's in the new F1 driver movie, Brad Pitt movie. And I've now heard rumors of a Days of Thunder 2 where Tom Cruise turned team owner has to get back to the track to save the fucking day. All right. Here's my little weird rant on this. I was thinking about this just the other day because I was talking to a different friend about other redone movies or things that were like TV shows turned movies like Magnum PI or whatever, right? Redo.
Right.
And here's the one glaring difference that I've noticed about society over the course of 10 to 20, 30 years is that they've taken people who are characters who are in their 30s means you're old enough to be an established person. And no offense to somebody in your 20, but like Magnum PI is a great example. You know, the guy was a Vietnam vet turned detective, right? And he was aged, so there was a credibility. And now the new version of this is like 21 Jump Street, right? Like these people are like, I'm 21 years and I'm the master of the fucking universe, and it's like, no, I'm sorry. So I actually wonder about these movies that we just use as an example. Is this like a pushback on that whole trying to euthanize? Did you say youth? Euthanize our entertainment. I don't know. I feel like this is like something, because honestly, what Brad Pitt driving in Formula One? Shut up. Tom Cruise come back to NASCAR at 50 something. Shut up. Anyway, all right, I'm done. Was that good? Was that good enough? That was an on the spot made up rant for you there, Tom.
Yeah, I'm kind of tired. And because I saw the premise of the movie, I'm like, all right, yeah. To me, it's just, I mean, I like the camera work. Don't get me wrong. Like the camera work is awesome. You know, they're using the same kind of technology they used for Top Gun Maverick. But, oh, like, didn't we already have a movie like this almost 20 years ago where they bring in the old retired guy to hype up the rookie and get his head straight to win the races.
Yeah.
You remember that movie? And it was a terrible movie.
You mean Driven?
Yes.
Or do you mean almost every racing movie ever to be? I just
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, that's the only thing that I didn't like about it is like, oh my god. And then, like, it's crazy. Like Brad Pitt. Like nothing against Brad Pitt. He's a great actor, but he's 60 years old, and but people are already talking about Alonso. Alonso's what, 42, and like people are already calling for him to retire because he's too old.
Yeah.
Right. So like, if they made this movie, 20 years ago when you had older people in F1, cool. But nowadays, like most drivers don't last, past, let's say, I'm being generous here, maybe their mid 30s.
Right.
They don't last in F1. They've already been booted for the younger guy, and they've moved on to do other racing series or become a pundit or something else. So to me, that part, I don't know if that part's going to be believable to see that. It's like, oh, yeah, there's a 60-year-old dude racing in F1. Okay, I'll believe that. I don't know.
Right.
I'm being an ageist here. Sorry, guys.
This is the scene from the movie that kills me more than anything. I'm playing the coin toss.
Oh, yes. Oh, my God. To me, it wasn't even that. It was when they were at the gala and the guy just flips out and takes the car out for a night ride in the city.
Yes.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But David asks, I don't know if you're serious or not. He said, I love Driven. Now, I'm going to give you now that I've had all my rants, I'm going to confess, I love all of these movies, right? Like, I will trash Driven all day long. And you know what? I'd watch it tonight. I'm just being honest. The quarters scene though, that one really got under my skin. I was like,
but I see, to me that can be a little bit believable. Like if you're like a great driver's going to be able to drive really within their racing line for the most part for a couple laps. Like you're not going to deviate too much from their racing line. That I can somewhat
100%, 100%,
right,
100%. But this whole picking up the quarters shit. Wait, and then the icing on the cake. Well, I only see 4. I don't know. I only see 4.
Yeah.
Roll it over.
Roll the tire. Yeah.
Shut. Oh my God. I mean, that was the kind of stuff that had me like gasping in the movie theater. I loved David, but I loved it too. And as much as I laugh and gasp during watching it, I love this movie. And not just this one. I love all of them. Days of Thunder. Cheesiest movie ever made. And right. I've probably seen that movie, and I'm not even exaggerating, I've probably seen that movie 70 times.
Right.
I mean, it's an obscenity.
And now that I watch it again, that's the other thing that gets me now too. Like brings up another point. Real race car drivers, when they're practicing or doing stuff like that, they don't drift their cars.
No.
Like, and I'm just watching I've already seen like a couple scenes where he's like drifting around the corners and stuff. Like, race car drivers don't do that if they're doing their testing and things like that. Like, yeah. But anyways, I'm nitpicking now, but yeah.
I also like the way they like imply that he goes into this. I think it's called a Brown study, where you kind of get this weird tunnel vision.
No, but that's something I've read about and heard about with like racers when they talk about that. And it was even. Did you watch the Senna series on Netflix?
No.
Dude, it's a great show, but they actually talk about that, and Senna talks about it too, where like you become so in tune with the car and so in tune with what's going on, like you feel like you're on a different plane of existence while you're driving the car. Like nothing else matters, anything anymore matters, and you're just there. Like it's a great scene that they actually did it. It was when he was racing out Monaco, and it was the first year him and Alan Prost were racing together, and there was, they started that heated rivalry and everything. And And so he's going through this thing, both racing in the same car, the McLaren Honda, the MP, the MP424, probably the greatest race car ever built. And dude, he's about to he's getting so close to lapping Alan Prost. As being his kind of not rookie teammate, but his brand new teammate at McLaren. And then like McLaren is like didn't want to expose. They didn't want to show how slow Alan Prost was, so they're like the whole like while Senna's like in the zone, like they're on the radio. Ron Dennis is on the radio telling him slow down, slow down, slow down, because they didn't want him to lap Alan Prost, and then eventually like Ron yells at him, and that's what breaks him out of the zone that he was in, and he ends up crashing the car and retiring from the race.
I guess I need.
It's a great show. Like if you haven't watched, anybody that hasn't watched it, like that Senna show is a great show.
I have two takeaways from that. I guess that's why I was only a good racer, not a great racer, and because I've never had that tunnel vision. I mean, I've seen. Yeah. Anyway, yeah. I don't. But I have had that, and I have this in sim occasionally as well.
Yeah.
That in tune where like. You can do no wrong with the car. Your braking is so in tune with the car that there's absolutely no lockup, right? It's like right on that chirping level, but not chirping. And I totally get that. And you do get into a zone. I just, in the movie, it made it like all blurred out. And it was
I don't think they did it effect just right in the movie, but
that was also like 1990 or something. I don't know.
But like when I compare that to the scene from the Senna show, like the Senna makes it like like that's what I've read about and heard like what drivers talk about when they're finally like they're on a completely different world than all the other drivers because they're so in sync with the car.
Sure.
Yeah.
John, of course it's pro Senna, and here's why. And this is going to really piss some people off. Senna is a racing martyr. I don't know if that word, I don't know the definition of martyr well enough, but I think you know what I mean. When you are at the top of your game and you pass away in the sport, you are put on a pedestal so much higher than you would ever achieve in real life. And I'm not trying to take anything away from Senna, and arguably the greatest, sure, great, but again, it's like when that happens, then that person can almost do no wrong, and everything is perfect and godlike. And he's not the only one, by the way. I would argue Earnhardt Sr. Is probably held in a little bit higher regard than his on-track accomplishments. And not to say that he wasn't that accomplished, but yeah, I think that happens in racing. I think, and maybe not just in racing, but we do.
I think it's big in racing. Like, man, I hear, man, because like I compare, like I'll compare the two. I'll compare Senna, Schumacher, and even Verstappen, but Max Verstappen. Like everybody complains, everybody nowadays complains about Max Verstappen. He's a dirty driver. He crashes other people out, things like that, right? He's not a complete world champion. And then people say the same thing about Schumacher, like, oh, Schumacher, yeah, he's a great driver, but he's not one of the greatest. He was a dirty driver. He crashed out Damon Hill, he crashed out Villeneuve. But Senna was a very aggressive driver too. Like if you just left him an inch, he's gonna take that gap no matter if the car's gonna fit or not. He's gonna chop you and take it from you. But nobody ever says anything about that about Senna. Like they just say, "Oh, he's the greatest of all time."
Yeah.
And I feel like as a race car driver, like they're always trying to do what they can to come out first. Like it's highly competitive, and to say like I don't you have to be an asshole to be a world champion on the track. You have to be an asshole.
Sure.
Like that's the big difference I see, like between, let's say Schumacher and Felipe Massa. Like Felipe Massa, great driver, came out of Brazil, won titles before he came into F1, was close to winning the F1 title, but I really think he was too nice of a driver to be a world champion when you compare him to the other guys.
Sure.
I think that's the big difference. Yeah.
Well, if you really think about it, a lot of moments in racing are not a lot different than the game Chicken. two cars going at each other. And, we have three options. Driver A turns out, driver B turns out, or we have a head-on, right?
Yeah.
And there are many, many, many scenarios in racing that come down to the exact same thing. And I can guarantee you a person like and generally speaking, they're the champions. And this is part of being a champion. I hate to say it. It's the ugly truth, though. Yeah. In a game of chicken, you're going to lose every time to Max Verstappen. You're going to lose. And why? Because he's not going to turn. He will take it to the head-on collision because he's not going to lose. All right? Yeah. And I think that a Senna and a Schumacher, these are the traits in racing. And I'm not rewarding. I'm such a gentleman racer that I'm not going to say that I don't have respect for that. I have respect for the accomplishments that they get from it. But I have no respect. You guys know me well enough. I've told the stories about the way I was raised and the ethics my dad built upon me in sport. And to me, it's just like, wow, you don't. A proper, but I'm wrong. You know why? Because I'm sitting here doing a dipshit little YouTube channel, and those guys are flying around in Lear jets and live in mansions and have yachts. So you could argue that I'm wrong, they're right. It's not a right or wrong issue, but it's a game of chicken. And anyway, we're tangent central. I need a different
we
camera.
are, right?
Yeah, I need a video.
It's a good discussion to have.
I need a video for that for down the rabbit hole, that gets played when we've just completely derailed. But no, a good discussion. And it's all 100% applicable to sim racing. It's the exact same.
Exactly, man.
So
I think it's it's the minute when I think there's a big difference between drivers that are trying to take advantage, and it applies to sim racing too, that are trying to take advantage of any gap that is there or available to them, or any way where they can bully a driver, right? In a way, or there's a big difference between them or a driver that is already that has the intent to win and it has the intent to crash you out to win.
Yeah.
So I think there's a big difference between two drivers like that. Like with a driver that is going to take advantage of that gap, you can fight him tooth and nail for positions. They're still going to try to give you. There's still going to be that respect between you guys.
Sure.
Versus a guy that's just going to I don't care. I'm just going to bump you out so you can hit the freaking barrier, and I'm going to continue on racing. Yeah.
Well, I have to so again, I like to be full disclosure, full honesty, right? I can say that I am 90% gentleman driver.
Yeah.
But also
you and me had some really nice battles, tooth and nail, right?
Yeah, but there have also been moments, and I will say this in both real life and in sim, where maybe you feel a guy ahead of you maybe is holding you up a little bit, right? And it's just you're kind of at that. Enough is enough.
Yeah.
Joe wants us to change his name badly. But there have been times where, again, getting back to Joe, so we're heading into a chicane, two cars can't fit, right? And there are times I'm like, all right, you know what? I like to chase better than being chased, so I'm going to get behind and I'm going to make another run.
Right.
There are times where I'm like, you know what? I need to get by now because we're losing ground, right? And maybe I'm going to push it. And then there are other times that I'm sort of a little more on that, playing that game of chicken. And I'm like, well, let's see if two cars do fit through here, right? So yeah, all things happen.
Or you could just miss your brake marker and hit somebody from behind. Not saying that it happened before.
I find that approach really awesome because not only do you get the braking that you need to make the corner, but the guy in front of you does not, because there's almost no way to make the corner if you've been tapped in the rear under braking, right? So it's such a just a little dink. It's almost like a NASCAR move, little bump and run, right?
Oh no, I'm not talking from experience at all. Just things I've seen other people do. That's all.
I would never. All right. The reason I've allowed things to go 26 minutes with not getting to the news is because, embarrassingly, we didn't put out any videos this week, did we?
No, man. I haven't had the time. Like I was doing a lot of the back end stuff this week, and after that, I'm just like so wiped out. I can't do anything else.
All right. In partial disclosure, because I can't give full disclosure, so I'm giving full disclosure of my partial disclosure here. I actually have like 4 overlapping projects right now, and all of them are at various levels of production and are going to start coming out in the next 2 to 4 days. 2 to 4 days. So it's sort of a feast or famine. Like it's been a little bit of a famine, but you will be feasting on content in not very long, I can assure you. So yeah, I apologize. I don't like that. But with that said, it was actually a pretty active week in our live streaming. We had Rally of the Gods. So you guys haven't played, spoiler alert, so I'm just going to leave it to the end of the stream where it belongs, where we're going to see the points. But yesterday I streamed what I think was maybe the most difficult rally we've had this season in the SimPit Rally League. Rally Greece is really treacherous. I cannot believe I survived it. As I mentioned, when I finished my combo, sorry, I'm looking at my next thumbnail. When I finished my run, I was in 8th place, which scores points. I'm not known for scoring points in our rally league, by the way. But I don't know if that held up. So when we get to the points, we're gonna find out. What else? We also had Hot Lap Pump Day wacky combos. We ran the Formula V at Crandon, which turned out to be a blast. The only downside is if you launch the car off the big jump, you would break your suspension. Now, for the hot lap portion, that wasn't a big deal. And Rory King, he ran like a 1.5 seconds faster than anyone in the room. Like, there's not a lot of adjustment in the Formula V. There's not a lot you can do with the driving, I thought, because it's just sort of a mess. And this guy just was hooked up. But it was really fluky. Like, I noticed, like, there were so many critical moments because a straightaway was not simple. Because if you put too much gas down, it was going to start fishtailing on you. So, like, even straightaways were difficult, which meant there was, like, 1,000 moments per lap to get something wrong. So getting an optimal lap was virtually impossible, but he obviously chained the most of them together. And very, very impressed. I was going to play a little video of the action, and I'm just sitting here talking. You guys can see.
I'd say you should.
Yeah,
I wasn't there for it. It's too late for me to be part of it.
And I guess we should 2 men and 11 rants and full disclosure will be the full name of the show. Full disclosure. I have been considering letting Rick Motec I shouldn't even call it Rick Motec, Hot Lap Pump Day go. And it's just attendance based. And there are a few reasons. Anyway, what I had no idea though is Robbie Unser really loves Hot Lap Pump Day. So when I've thrown down that, like, hey, we need it, he's like, oh, well, wait, no, okay. So even like the whole wacky combos was a big part of Robbie's suggestion and input at the end of last season. And I think after 2 events, it's already proven to be a lot of fun. The other was the time slot. The original time slot was based on when Rick Motec closed their doors so they could open them to the public to do the event. That's where this all started. Well, we don't need to adhere to that time anymore. 3 o'clock is just way too early for someone out here on the West Coast. And so, yeah, we're pushing the time back to 5 o'clock. And we are going to give a couple more months attempts with our combos. I'm going to throw a promo together that we'll play and see if we can build the numbers. But if not, I will say, if by May we haven't gotten some bigger numbers, I'll be disappointed and we'll have to let it go. Anyway, Rory King. Do I have a shot of him running? I think I do. No, I might not have a shot. There he is. Nope. Ah. Anyway, look at this craziness, though. The Formula V's on Crandon.
That does look fun, man. That does look fun.
The car drove surprisingly well.
Okay.
It just couldn't. The suspension was a little weak, so that jump right there.
Right.
I saw a car tumbling. Yeah, I think he broke his suspension with that. So anyway, Rory King, incredible during our qualifying, which is the hot lap portion. Then we went to race mode. And there was like 4 or 5 people who were running pretty strong. And in a crowd, all of a sudden there was no advantage. Rory King was, we were all pretty equal. Brian Ostrike got to the lead and then just managed to not break his car. And one by one, like I was on his gearbox. I was right there. But then I broke my car. And one by one, we all dropped. And Brian Ostrike went on to win the race of survivability in the end. It was 15 laps of not breaking. It was amazing. So anyway, yeah, we will be starting at 5 o'clock next time. So third Wednesday of next month. We'll be starting at 5. We're actually going to go live at 4. Oh, so here's the other thing. I'm going to put like 10 combinations available. So the legends at Lime Rock, whatever. I'm going to put a bunch of wacky combos, 10 of them together. Yeah. We're going to go live at 4:45, and we're going to just pick somebody from the comments. Actually, no, we're going to have a magic number. So I'll write a number down. Pick a number between 1 and 10. Or between 1 and 100. Whoever's closest gets to pick the combo. And then I'll just really quickly set it up to launch right then. We're going to have like 30 minutes or like 15 minutes of practice. We're going to kick it up to like an hour and 15 minutes of qualifying and then have a quick race. The whole thing is done in under 2 hours now. And we're, ultimately the racing will start at 5 my time, which is 8 o'clock East Coast, which should be a much better time slot for our group. It was fail from Sean. Well, that's harsh wording, Andres. You could have said you could do better. I'm just saying half full, half empty kind of look at it, buddy. I didn't know. So you can choose indestructible cars option in hosted
Yeah, you can turn
sessions.
damage off.
Shit, I wish I had known
but
that.
I think you should. But I think it's better if you left it on. That way people were having to think about, oh shit, maybe I don't go as fast over the jump and brake, because in real life, like even if you're using the like the rally trucks or whatever, like they could still brake if the guy's overly aggressive.
You're right. But I do like that idea. So thank you, Andres.
Yeah. I just want to see carnage.
Yeah,
but we can wait for Wreckfest 2 for that. Oh yeah,
that's coming. It's coming. All right, moving on. Is there anything else I had from Simpit?
I think you covered it, buddy.
All right, that's it. iRacing. I think this next update's going to be a big deal.
Huge deal, man. Oh yeah.
So there is a whole write-up on it. Season 2 development blog. And first things first, they like to, congratulate their efforts so far. There's going to be some ARCA progress.
Give themselves a tap on their own back.
Yeah. I mean, they had some good events and it all. I didn't hear any big complaints.
Wait, you didn't hear the Daytona complaints? Never mind.
No, I didn't. Was it because of iRacing or was it because of people?
Oh, I had a whole rant on it. Remember? On the show.
Yes.
Yeah. We won't get into it. We've
right.
already finished our rants for today.
We're already done with that. PIR, though. Portland International Raceway. Do you know this track is actually owned by the city of Portland?
Really? Okay. I didn't know that.
I mean, that's kind of a big deal to me because that means that it has a good chance of survival.
Yeah.
Anyway, work on progress in that. Art refresh at Homestead, curbing effects, connection, like poor connection. But now we're getting into what I think they really need to be focusing, and I hate to say this because it means I'm going to need to upgrade my computer that much sooner. Back to like lighting and like realistic effects, and this is the area. Comparing it to the other Sims, iRacing still has a bit of a lifeless feel to it, doesn't it? I guess if you leave that solar glare on, you might argue with me on this.
Yeah.
But I have that turned off because I don't want to race with glare in my face. I've never hated that. There's nothing I hate more in real life than that either.
No, in a way, I kind of agree with yes, it's unrealistic, but in a way, I kind of agree with you because most professional race car drivers, if they know like the sun's going to be hitting their eyes and stuff, they're going to change their visor to one with a shade, to
Right.
keep the glare out of their eyes. So I'm kind of like I don't care either way. Like, yeah,
Just to note, PIR is one of those tracks that like it's not that well known, but if you talk to anybody who's raced it, it's like a fantastic racetrack. Just so you guys know, if you're not familiar with PIR. Anyway, shadowing, lighting effects, coloration. Yeah, I mean they're doing things on force feedback, physics calculations. Anyway, you can read it for yourself. It's at iRacing.com under development updates. A lot of updates, a lot of enhancements, and a few things that might even be kind of taking it to that next step or next level as far as just modernization.
yeah.
So, all right. What else?
I like that quote on the picture for the Gen 4. I don't know if you scroll up a little. Scroll back
right here. I got it.
Yeah, where it says like a lot has changed since NASCAR 2003.
Oh yeah, look at the old papyrus
right?
picture. Yeah.
Like, hey, it's we probably should update this car. It's been since 2003 that hasn't been changed. Probably need to fix it.
The sky looked better in NASCAR 2003.
Right.
Everything else looks better in the new one. Look at the wall. Little things though, and this is. I wish I could blow. Can I? Let me try to zoom in on this picture for us all. All right, so look at this. Look at the wall for starters. The wall in the old 2003 is literally just a blue rectangle with like a little bit of shade. Like, okay, this side's in the opposite sun. No effect to the shade. Just like this is the non-sun side. This is the in the sun portion. The grandstands are just kind of basic, but almost like a just cut and paste generic. Like they built one section and then just multiplied it by 20.
Yeah.
No fans. We can't see the fans, but there's a big difference in the fans. But more importantly, look at the car. Look at the depth. Like, look into this first picture. There's, like, no distance between the steering wheel and the dashboard or even the front of the windshield. It's like it's all just flat looking.
But, I mean, like, looking back at it now, like, 2003, like, that was actually pretty good graphics for back in the day. Like, I mean, if you looked at it back then, with, like, holy crap, these are actually pretty decent graphics for a racing game.
I always talk about the Logitech G9. What was the original 920? Or no, G20. Steering wheel, because to an extent it changed everything in sim racing. And you could argue the club sport, but I mean, really, the Logitech G20 changed sim racing because it just took us from this like small levels of incremental growth to a big giant leap for mankind, right? And I think that NASCAR 2003 was also that. It was when sim racing went from like these like games that were really good at being sims, yes, but there was something missing about the interaction between the inputs in the game and the graphics to the game, and 2003 was when we just had that massive jump forward. And it really did change sim racing, in my opinion.
Yeah.
G25, thank you, Christian. G25. It didn't sound right when I said G20. Didn't feel right.
Right.
All right, Assetto Corsa showing off some Evo editions that are showing up on the 19th, so 2 days ago.
You said it wrong.
Oh, Evo. What? No.
Evo. You got to say it in Italian. Evo.
Yeah. I can't do that.
Where's your disclaimer?
Maybe I just need to call it EVO. EVO?
Or Evoluzione.
I liked saying that. All right. The Lancia Delta is coming into there. We got Fuji coming in there.
Fuji, Lamborghini, and the Lancia. Yeah.
And the Lamborghini. So yeah, lots of additions going on at Assetto Corsa Evo. And I think that's all we had to say about that, right? Here, nope.
Yeah, I mean, there's some other changes they did too, like just like some minor fixes and stuff. I gotta try it back out. Like I kind of stopped with AC. I wanted to try their online. Waited till like their online system was up and running before I went back to it. And I just haven't had the time.
Can we call it Assetto Corsa Evo?
Or call it Ace.
Ace.
Or they're shortening it. Ace.
Ace. I like it. I like that Lancia. I think I kind of trashed it because I wanted the older gen, but
oh yeah.
I like boxy hatchback looking cars.
It's kinda boxy.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I like what hot hatches, is that what they call them?
Yeah, hot hatch, yeah.
Like we have a Mazda 3, but every time like a Mazda 3 or whatever the turbo one goes by, which is basically like a Subaru, Impreza almost, but it's a Mazda, and it's not a flat motor. But anyway, I get so jealous because like, oh man, that's the hot hatch version.
Yeah.
The gauges in the Lancia. Let me go back.
Yeah, the old analog style gauge.
Oh yeah. That's
cool. Dude. Like I've seen some of these new cars now with their digital gauges and everything. I'm not a fan, man. I'm not I love technology in cars. I love everything you could do to get as much power as you can. But like I've seen some of these cars now with their digital screens and everything. It's just, like I don't know. It just feels like something is missing from the car.
I think like right now, like the amount of cars that have like a stick shift in them, right? There's very few.
Yeah.
But like if I were one of the companies that made a car with a stick shift, I think I would take a real analog concept to the interior of the car. It's like, look, we're still making like driver's cars here. This isn't a commuter car. Yeah. And no offense to commuter cars, but I mean, like I drove a Camry. I had a Camry for a long time. Man, that was a great car. And on one hand, it was my least favorite car I've ever owned because there's nothing more no frills than a Toyota Camry. Sorry if I'm offending people out there, but that's the reality. But you know what? That car performed well enough. Like it was, it had a powerful motor. It got decent mileage. It cost nothing to drive the car. And yeah, it did its job perfectly. No frills though. Yeah. I can't remember why I was getting there. Oh yeah, well, commuter car. Who cares what kind of? Put a little LCD. Who cares? But yeah. All right, sorry. Le Mans Ultimate. Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
Le Mans,
you are.
Le Mans,
you get that. Le Mans.
Ultimate. They're at their 1 year anniversary, by the way.
Has it been that long already?
Yeah.
Dang.
So they're showing off some of the stuff that's coming out right now for them.
Yep.
And that's the Ford Mustang LM GT3. Their second free DLC is here. What?
Oh no, so the Ford Mustang GT3 is a free car from the bundle.
Right. Their second free DLC.
There's other cars. Yeah.
We're moving along. I actually have it in video format. Here, I can play the video.
But I think what this one we're getting the Ford Mustang, the Porsche 911 GT3R, and then the Aston Martin Vantage.
A year ago today, as of the release of it has been a remarkable 12 months.
The Aston Martin.
Such as an innovative co-op mode.
An innovative. I cannot do a British accent.
by our 80s Evo available.
I mean, you gotta come up with, you gotta do a British accent so you can make fun of Gamer Muscle, because he's always like, he does an impression of you. Hey guys, I'm Sean Cole.
Yeah, but that's like so easy,
I
right?
know.
I mean, come on, that's it. I'm not a tough one to doing it accurately in my personal proper way, of course, is very difficult. But just a general cartoonization version of it, yeah, that's chunky.
You can say like, "Hi guys, I'm Gamer Muscle. I drink a lot of tea and talk a lot of smack about iRacing."
They didn't show what I wanted to see in that video, by the way. Oh, hey, I didn't need this. I didn't ask for that. Oh, yeah, it's our picture. All right, so here's the one I wanted. That one. There they are. The Mustangs.
Yeah.
All right, that looks really cool. I noticed when I scroll, my job on Friday morning is go through and scroll through all of these, games looking for updates and whatnot. And I have to tell you that lately, when I'm scrolling through and they're showing like gameplay,
Right.
I have to double check whether it's real life or game footage. Because so many of these companies also have affiliations with real life racing leagues, so they're posting videos of like the WEC or whatever, right? And so constantly I have to like double, triple check myself, and it's like, wait, was that?
Yeah.
Oh, no, nope, that's game. That's game footage. Anyway, all right. So now you're seeing the Aston Martin versus the Porsche. Which would you drive?
Definitely the Porsche.
All right. What would you guys drive? Sure. Aston Martin or Porsche?
The Aston Martin's British. It's gonna break all the time.
What about as a street car?
The Porsche, 100%.
Yeah, it'll depreciate less.
It's gonna spend more time on the streets than in the garage being broken.
When the Aston Martin Vantage, came, I think they had a Vantage before, but the new one when it first came out, when Aston Martin was kind of making their comeback.
Right.
I thought it was one of the coolest cars ever made, like the DB9 or whatever, 7.
Yeah. Oh, don't get me wrong. I love the style of the Aston Martins. Like, they make beautiful looking cars. But for me, like, to be honest, it's more about, there's something about the boxer engine in the Porsches.
Oh yeah,
like, it just was it's just constantly screaming the whole time you're driving it. And it just begs you, like, just go faster, faster, and faster. Like, here, I want to scream louder. I don't know. That's just me, though.
Well, that original Aston Martin, you could pick one of those up, like, 10 years ago in L.A. for, like, $18,000. $18,000, and it was, like, $180,000 car, I think. Or, I don't know what it was really cost. But anyway, no-brainer for me, Porsche all the way. No offense. Sorry, Aston. Yeah. Aston, you are a more beautiful car. I'll give you that by a long shot. But yeah, no brainer. Porsche. And everybody who knows me knows I no brainer. Aston. It's giant and heavy, and it is front engine rear drive though. You got, it's like a awesome looking Corvette.
Yeah. So I think for me, man, like, the Porsche is the only car, like, when I race in it, it's the only car where I have to turn the engine sound down. Because it's just so loud and in your face the whole time. Like, every other car when I'm sim racing, like, don't have to worry about it. But the Porsche is just like, no, crap. When we're in Discord, I can't hear anybody because of how loud it is. I have to turn it down. Right.
When I went and did that drive experience, I can't remember who I did it with, but where I drove the Ferrari and the GT3 Porsche and a Lamborghini. I swear it was so weird because it was like the Three Bears story for me, but it was like the Ferrari by far sounded the coolest, right?
Yeah.
But it was nasty, raunchy, and a little sketchy, all right?
Right.
The Lamborghini, I swear to God, I couldn't believe it. It was disturbing. It was so easy to drive. Like, the car won't allow you to make a mistake. It is just such a perfect vehicle. I mean, I hate giving Lamborghini, because I'm not a fan, credit, but the car was amazing. But it almost was so easy to drive that it became unfun. And then the GT3 Porsche was like just right. It was like a little raunchy, a little nasty, but it was very hooked up. But it allowed you to drive it like a wheelman, you know.
Yeah, long ago, there was a car I felt the same way as you, and I was so excited. I was still working out of England, and I got a track day in a Nissan GTR, the R35. This is like when they were first coming out. And I was like, I've always been a Skyline fan. I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna go drive this. And I get there, they give us a couple laps to get used to Silverstone, and we were driving the 350Zs. A lot of fun to drive. Like, they're not super fast, but it's a driver's car. It's like one of those cars, kind of like, the Miata. You drive it on the back roads, have some fun in. And that got me all hyped up even more. Like, yeah, I had a lot of fun in the 350Z. All right, now we're ready for the Nissan GTR. I get in and we start driving it, and I'm driving it, and we're following the instructor for a couple laps, and he goes like, all right, I'm gonna peel away, and you guys got 5 laps to do, to go fast. Dude, that excitement, like Reza did my first 3 corners, completely was gone, because the car was doing everything for me. Like, it wasn't sliding, it wasn't anything, it was just on rails the whole time. I was just there to steer, and yeah, that was it. Like, I had zero fun in it. Like, and I kind of regretted it. Like, I should have went with like a Mercedes AMG back then, but it was, yeah. So I know how you feel, man.
Yeah. John, you were there on the go back, the second round. So day 1 is when I drove all 3 together. And then it was, they didn't record, as you're looking at the footage of me in the Ferrari here, something went wrong with the Porsche run. And so even though I paid out of pocket and went there as a total civilian, I contacted them and I'm like, hey, where's my footage of the Porsche? And they're like, oh, well, for some reason we've lost it, or it was corrupt or whatever. And I'm like, oh, well, that's really unfortunate. And they're like, why? And I'm like, well, because I was going to do a piece on my show about going there, and it's just kind of incomplete, And they're like, oh, well, cool, come on back, we'll put you in the Porsche again. And so they gave me another run, which was awesome. Anyway, one of the best things I've ever done. Never spent so much money per second in my life, by tenfold, but it was one of the greatest. If you guys ever have a chance, if you've ever looked at one of these exotic racing, or there are a million of them, drive experiences, if you've ever thought about it and then you were like, yeah, but like $300 for like 2 laps, that's like stupid, I really urge you to like save up and like do it as a gift to yourself. You go to Vegas and you blow $300 like it's nothing, right? So I don't do that anymore. I never would again. But I'll go spend money here. Okay, yeah, John, you're right. Here, listen to this guy. He hated me. We didn't like each other. Me and the Ferrari guy. He's like, no, we're not going to do this. I'm like, fuck you. Yeah, we are. All right, hold on. I did stall the Ferrari. This was... Okay, have you guys seen this? I'm sure you've all seen this.
And then just a few minutes later, we pull out on track.
I stalled the Ferrari. Clutchless Ferrari. He's like trying to tell me to mellow out. I'm like hammer down. I've never been in the car in my life, and I'm already foot to the floor. All right, enough of that. I feel selfish. Let's move on. All right, where were we? BeamNG. Last week, we had this teaser of what looked like a rally stage, right? And now we've got this one. Look at this, like, rally cross drift. Is this drift? Or is that rally cross? Drift or rally? You got your Honda Civic, chic, reliable. She revs to 9K without blowing a gasket or shooting a rod. Yeah, well, Civics are amazing for that. Is it stanced? All about performance. Right on. You should post some pictures of your car in our Discord, Edgar. Okay. Any more on that? Amir, I lost you. I can't hear you, Amir.
Oh, I was sorry. I was muted. No, I'm good, buddy. I'm good. I was saying is like, did you know the guy that played Hector in the Fast and Furious movies? Here's a trivia to you. His name was Hector in every single movie he's been in.
Really?
Yeah.
Is his real name Hector?
No. But the actor he plays, the actors he always plays are always named Hector.
That's weird.
I know.
Is it like in his contract?
Fun trivia for the day. There you go.
Historic versions of Le Mans are coming to Automobilista 2, and the 3 versions at Resistance have opted to work. So 3 versions of Le Mans. There's a full write-up at Overtake on it, by the way. Give them credit where credit is due. So yeah, it's an evolution. So
that is awesome, dude.
A 1971 version.
Yeah. that would be that. Oh man, that would be like, yeah.
1988 version. That's great. Think about this though. This is smart on their part.
Yeah.
Too little, too late. Maybe, I don't know. 2005 is the other layout. When you make a title of a game, Le Mans, right? Sure, you have the series, but like, what do you do? Like this is always funny. Like I always thought about this when it came to like the GT Blanc, the Blanc Pain series. Like building a game based on one series is like very microscopic, right? Like,
right.
Outside of Formula One, they could get away with it, right? But
yeah.
And I was like, what do you do? And it's like, oh well, no. This is you give historic. You make it a evolution of that. I love it. Get some old cars, get some old tracks. That could be really cool. All right.
I'm excited to try that out, man. I'd love to go to have a game where it has the classic Le Mans track. Yeah. Recreate the whole Ford versus Ferrari scene.
Back in the well, that'll be the next one, John. Because how old is Le Mans? I mean, it probably dates back to.
Yeah.
Oh, probably what 4? Well, did it exist before the big one? I don't know. Anyone? How old is Le Mans? Where's Josh when you need him?
Le Mans is really old.
Yeah, I thought it was like it's probably over 100 years old, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Race Room. The Porsche Carrera Cup North America is coming to Race Room. 42 brand new liveries from one of the most competitive one-make series in the world. What a slut. The Porsche. She's a slut.
Nobody has the Carrera, though. This is the Carrera Cup car. It's not the 911 GT3.
Oh, they're all the same.
They're different cars.
They're all the same.
I mean, they always trade, right? For it was Porsche from the beginning, then it became Ford, then it became Ferrari, then it was BMW. Now we're back to Porsche again.
Yeah.
So
Porsche's kicking ass, man.
Yeah, they recognize, man. I think like they were one of the first manufacturers to recognize how important sim racing can be to a motorsport brand. I mean, from the get-go, they've always really been like not to say from the get-go. For a while, they wouldn't allow their cars in like Need for Speed and stuff. But when it came to sim racing, they recognized early, like, hey, we need to get our cars into sim racing. Yeah.
Well, actually, I'm going to come back to that real quick. I just want to. Caitlin said maybe in the 20s for Le Mans. 1923 was the first 24-hour race, says PS4.
I think because last year they were celebrating the 100th year anniversary of Le Mans. Yeah. Yeah.
One thing I'm going to say about Porsche, and you got to kind of wonder, the age-old saying was what wins on Sunday sells on Monday, right? And that was just that, and they didn't mean that literally word for word as much. Hey, Brian O, strike the big winners here. They didn't mean that like directly so much as the marketing power of racing. Right. And, so many companies and car companies over the years have like stuck their foot in and then they're out and then they're in and then they're out and then they're like, maybe they're supporting their racing teams or their, amateur level racing teams, and sometimes they're not. There are 2 companies that I think have really supported as long as I can remember, and Porsche is certainly the beneficiary of this. Because look at how popular as a brand name Porsche is. I mean, I see as many Porsches as any other car on the road, let alone the fact that most Porsches are almost on the brink of supercar level. Almost. They're not. They're not supercars. They're not. But, I mean, they act like them, right? But they just aren't. They're not stance like one. They're not supercars. But they can perform like one. And then Mazda is the other. And I think they've had a fair amount of success with the Miata as a result. But yeah, I mean, Mazda and Porsche never back out. Nissan comes and goes, right? You know, a lot of companies come and go. Ferrari obviously has always been involved in racing at a heavy level. But what did I think it is that's magic for the Porsche and Mazda though is the support they give their amateur teams. You know, it's not just pro only. All right, Forza. If there's ever a reason to go get Forza, it's got to be the ability to go get the 2021 Hyundai i20 in 3 variations. No? No, you're not dying. Hot hatch. Actually, no, that was the 4-door. Oh, there's the hot hatch. Okay, yeah, they did have a hot hatch. Yes, isn't Nissan getting bought by Honda? Isn't that what I heard?
I think no. The talks fell apart. There was a talk between Nissan, Toyota, and Mitsubishi merging together. But I think those talks fell apart. I think Nissan ended up saying, no, we're not doing it at the last minute, and the talks fell apart.
They should let me run Toyota if they even had that meeting with them. It's like, why? Why on earth would we corrupt the Toyota name with the likes of Nissan and Mitsubishi?
You'd have a Toyota Lancer Evo GR25.
I think Mitsubishi does well in other countries. They're so bad here in America. And I had in the clips. I loved my Mitsubishi. Mitsubishi should be leading the way on like micro cars and micro trucks because like they made all those like little like sport little thing. I don't mean sport but like those little utility trucks for sport like events. You know, those like little mini, almost like a side by side size.
Yeah.
If I have Mitsubishi, Mitsubishi, Nissan, they're all just gonna be gone. And the Asian companies are now running into the problems that American cars like. What does General Motors do with like Buick? You know, Oldsmobile. Like there's no reason to ever touch those names ever again. And I feel like Mitsubishi, Nissan, those are the kind of we're getting that round of this in the Asian companies now. Motorcycles too look like KTM. Sorry, I'll shut up. I'm done. This isn't a rant. What were you gonna say, Amir?
No, you're good. No, I just think, I mean, it's kind of sad. Like, I think it's like really like Japanese manufacturers. They kind of lost their identity for a while. Like, you know, early, you know, in the 90s and early 2000s, you know, let's say the Fast and Furious era, like, or, you know, these manufacturers built, like, they didn't necessarily build the fastest cars, but they built some very sporty cars that, you know, you could tune, do your thing, but like they were drivers' cars, like, you know, back, you know, going like the Miata. The Miata is it's not a very fast car, but it's a car you could take on the back roads and have a lot of fun with. And then all of a sudden they decided, nope, we're not going to make those cars anymore. We're just going to become very boring and bland and make consumer cars.
Right.
And I think to me that's where they kind of fell off the cliff because, I mean, you alienated a lot of young people that, you know, want those, you know, those driver cars that are, you know, that are cheap to buy because. And I mean, when you're in your 20s, there's no way most of the people can afford like, you know, like an M3 or like a Mercedes AMG or anything like that. Like, so they would go towards like these cars that you could still have a lot of fun with on the back roads. And there's like, nope, we're not doing those guys anymore.
Yeah.
Sorry, we're leaving rally, we're leaving most motorsports, And I think that just tuned off a lot of people, and then all the other issues they had, legal issues and everything. Yeah.
I think the other thing that happened that's harming the Asian cars to an extent. So Toyota, which Toyota's an amazing car company, and anyone who's ever owned a Toyota will agree with me there.
They'll live forever.
Yeah, that's the thing. They make incredible cars, and so then they're like, "Hey, cool, let's make our Lexus line." Right? So then they made Lexus, and like the original Lexus when they came out, they were notably better than the Toyota line. Like, distinguishedly better. Like, there was no misconfusing a Lexus for a Toyota. They shared no common cars. And Lexus did really well with that. Then Acura followed suit. Well, yeah, but another known, like, super reliable car company, Honda, is like, cool, we're going to make a premium brand. We're going to call it Acura, right?
But in a lot of countries, I mean, not a lot of countries, but, like, Acura and Lexus, they're only really known in North America. Like,
right.
Yeah, like everybody knows them here, like in Europe here, like everybody knows them as Toyota and Honda. And to me, it was really weird when they were talking about Acura because Acura does IMSA. Well, hey, why isn't Acura not doing the WEC with all the GTP homologation and everything? It's like, well, and then this is what Acura came out and said. They're like, well, nobody knows us outside of North America.
Right.
And this is the Acura car. It's not the Honda car, so we can't. It makes no sense for us to race it in WEC.
Right.
I'm like, it was really all you got to do is take off the Acura sticker, put on the Honda sticker, and it's the same freaking thing. Like, are you guys that kind of idiotic? But anyways, yeah.
Well, and then the other thing that I think happened to them, certainly here in North America, is that then they kind of made those more common. So there wasn't as big a difference between a Lexus and a Toyota to the point where you'd almost be like, well, why don't you just get the Toyota version so you know the parts will always be like there in stock and affordable versus the Lexus one, right? And then the other thing was the sub beyond the cars below Honda and Acura. I mean Acura and Lexus.
Yeah.
Then all of them. So I'm going to give you a great example, like the Kia Stinger.
Yeah.
Kia came into the market making some really affordable cars that were actually fairly reliable considering their pricing. And then they're like, oh, let's go after the big dogs, right? And so then they make the Stinger, which the Stinger, by the way, is a fantastic car. But the price point they put on it had it so close to the territory of getting into an actual BMW. And it's like, nobody's going to pay a premium price when they could just buy a BMW. Right.
Yeah.
And that was the problem. And I think that a lot of the Asian car companies right now with their high end models are just really, really struggling because that's not why you buy one. I mean, give me a good car. I'm not asking you to not give me a fantastic car, but you can't compete against BMW at that.
But don't you think it's pretty interesting to see though, like as you're seeing Honda, Nissan, Toyota starting to flail in the car market. Here comes Hyundai. Hyundai is starting to kill it in the car market. Like, you know, if you said like, "Oh, I drive a Hyundai" like 10 years ago, people would laugh at you. But now like they've become a very solid brand, they build sports cars, they're getting into racing. They're going to have a WEC car next couple years. Like, and they were like, these guys were smart. They like went and kind of not hijacked, but they kind of went and like ripped away the good, designers and builders from BMW, Mercedes, and brought them over to them. Like, hey guys, we want you guys to make our brand just as good as BMW and Mercedes, and like they're killing it now.
Well, but they've also, for the most part, stayed in their zone. My mom has a Hyundai. The little hot hatch.
But I mean, see it now with their end brand. Like their end brand, they build some really good and quick, hot hatches, and like they're starting to branch out. And like they've said, like we want to compete with the German luxury brands, and they're doing they're building up to it. And I think they're doing like a solid job in doing it.
Yeah, Hyundai. By the way, she's in line for a motor replacement. For the record. All right. SCS software teasing. This is kind of cool. they're giving a further look at some of the custom depots you'll be able to deliver to in their upcoming DLC for American. So I think they're starting to focus on like the types of loads and the way you interact with the game with the loads a little bit, which I think for the hardcore truckers is going to be a big deal.
Yeah.
I have something else I wanted to show you guys. There's always
I
something.
don't know.
Green DLC. No, that's old. No, that's it. That's it.
I'm just your co-pilot here.
Oh, they did have their under the hood. So yeah, here we go. This is showing like some of the new loads that they're gonna have that you can haul, which is cool. I want to know when you get the wide load and you have to follow like the little truck, the flashing lights.
I know, right? Yeah.
So that's what we
Like I said, man, I'm waiting for them to bring in the Canada expansion and start doing ice road trucker runs.
Yeah. That would be totally awesome.
Yeah.
Christian Clark, thank you for sending this in to me. Roadcraft. Look at this. Look at this game.
Oh
music.
yeah.
This is like construction. Like I don't think you do the actual construction, do you? I think it's more about like getting the stuff to the construction site.
Yeah, it's from the same guys that do Mud Runner, Snow Runner, and everything. And what is it? Mud Expeditions? Yeah, Mud Expeditions. And now you're having to go into these natural disaster areas, bring in supplies and other things so they can rebuild the disaster area and stuff. Yeah, just taking like a different kind of approach to their games. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I've enjoyed all the last couple of games they made.
They're still, unfortunately, a little on the buggy side, is what I found. But they're certainly fun.
Yeah, they're good distraction games.
Was it Expeditions or Mud Runner 2? I had to switch to a controller because I couldn't get my.
Oh, I had some bugs in Expeditions. I had quite a few bugs in Expeditions. Snow Runner ran perfect. Yeah,
but they're certainly cool games, so that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, earmuffs, Amir. All right. Test drive Unlimited Solar Crown. TDU players, we know you're all eager to hear about the upcoming Season 3 content. So start off here. Here are the sounds of 3 new vehicles coming to Test Drive Unlimited Solar Crown in Season 3. Can you guess them all? All right, you can listen now. Amir!
I'm back! What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
We were talking about car sounds.
Oh, okay.
Amir muffs.
Oh, are you talking about a specific game that I absolutely despise?
No, we were talking about car sounds.
Yeah, but like from a specific game that I despise?
Yeah, it might have been from a game. Yeah, there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I don't know what game. I don't.
Okay, you're good.
Right.
I'm assuming it was Renfort?
No.
Oh.
Wow, God.
Okay, I won't even mention another one.
You hate so many games. I'm not sure you can work here anymore. You hate too many games.
Oh, no. I don't hate so many games. There's only 2. I won't even mention another one. There's only 2 that I hate.
That's why we were going to Mir Muffs.
I appreciate it, buddy.
Right.
You take care of me.
I'm not sure if we saw the Wreckfest announcement or did we see the other one?
We did.
Well, then there's
the early access starts 20 March.
I think this is the other one.
Oh. I'm ready, man. It's been a long time since we did some Wreckfest.
It's only 50 seconds. 2, 1. I love the flipping off. Oh, I'm so gonna use that. That poor button on my screen.
I know, right?
Get mapped is gonna wear out.
I love that.
Their crash destruction physics is like. I wish other companies would like realize how much that enhances the fun.
Yeah.
Look at that thing. Yeah, I just
that would be awesome. It would go a long way when we do our iRacing scientific testings.
Oh yes. Important, very important to know. And I'll tell you what, this is one of the only games out there. Like even if my controls are giving me a fit, no worries. I'm grabbing a controller and playing and enjoying it. You know.
Yeah.
I prefer that it worked with my wheel.
Yeah. Oh, for sure, Tom Jones. I think once we get Wreckfest 2 will come out, I think we'll do some Wreckfest fun. It's been a long time. It's been long overdue. We do some Wreckfest.
Yeah, I agree. We might need to. I was gonna do it with a truck sim and do a convoy. It would never happen.
Yeah, I
but
know.
maybe we. I don't mind. I don't mind paying for a server for a month for us to have some fun. So maybe we all have to coordinate so we know we're all ready to go. Download it, get it ready, because we're gonna do it. And maybe we'll rent a server and do like a couple weeks of Wreckfest or something. That'd be
Yeah.
cool. All right, Sim Magic posted this. This is kind of cool.
Ooh.
It's kind of cool, but like, I don't know. It's kind of weird too. The
drifting
front
and rallying,
mounting
inspired by YouTubers
of the
simulating
X Hub,
cockpits. And with a
Neo
few
X Hub.
simple steps,
So mounting it like
you
if you have a
can
deep
own
dish
it.
wheel.
For this wheel,
Mhm.
you
So
will
like
need a few
some wheels just have a
accessories
lot
for
of.
modification.
You could actually put the button box in front of the wheel instead of.
A 70
Oh.
millimeter
Now it's also going to be very critical
spacer
of
for the quick release adapter
sizing
brakes.
and spacing, of
And
course.
Yeah. I'm assuming and you won't be able to do your paddle shifters because of
Few
it.
things to be aware of when modifying this particular setup.
Yeah, you would have
One
to do
is to make
something
sure that
there.
the PCB on
You
the
can put some
center
weird
QR
spacers. You can
matches
3D
with
print
that
some weird
on the
spacers, I
wheel.
guess.
Also,
Yeah.
make sure the contour displacement of the rim.
I've been using the
Spacer
Neo
has a
X
slight
Hub
loop.
with my
That
MPI
way, you
rim.
can ensure there is enough
Yeah, that's
space
right. You
for
showed me a
the
picture of that.
fitted
Yeah,
space.
that's
Yeah.
for rally and
So the
for
first thing
going
is
to
to
the
remove the
MX-5
52R that comes with
Okay.
the Neo X
because I'm
Hub
gonna race
mean,
the
you-
MX-5.
and remove
It's
the
a really
dual
good
socket
hub.
from the PCB. Then you want to
I
take
do
the
really like
spacer
it.
and install it on
Yeah.
the hard.
But it has me back in that I now have like
Done.
3 things I need to change if I'm switching from rally to
Then place
know,
the rim on the spacer before you
road
install the
racing.
72R.
and it's like okay,
Right.
you gotta make this adjustment to your pedals, you gotta make this adjustment to your wheelbase, you gotta
And there
make
you
this
have it.
adjustment to your wheel rim.
It takes a bit of effort and some extra accessories.
Anyway, all right.
Those who
Cool.
are interested-
So that's
More options for people, yeah, to do things.
all right.
Because, dude, I've been waiting for like what is it? Almost a month now. Like, I need an adapter for my SimLab quick release, and it's been sold out everywhere for weeks now, and I haven't been able to do that. So I can start using some of my other wheels. And it's
I hear you.
Yeah.
Waiting on parts. Terj, well, Terj, you have plenty of time because Rally Estonia started today and runs through the 28th. So you have all the time in the world. We're actually right now, so I'm at the page for the Simpit Rally. So I had probably arguably my best rally of the season. In that I survived in a rally that a lot of people wouldn't. It wasn't that I was fast. No. It's that I didn't die.
I caught some of your stream while I was doing some work. Yeah, man.
I was trying to push, but it was a really hard one to push on.
Yeah. Oh, dude, the road is so narrow and everything. Yeah. I was like, thank God I don't do rallying. You're more man than I am.
Yeah, I suck. So,
Hey, you still did it, man.
so we were at EKO Acropolis Rally Greece, aka Rally of the Gods. Not making that up. That's real. And now we're gonna look at the results. I'm afraid to scroll down. I want to be in the top 10, and I'm gonna be devastated if I'm not. I'm gonna be devastated if I'm not in the top 10. All
Should I
right.
do a drum roll?
Yeah, do it. Here we go. All right. Here's our top 5. I can only see our top 5. Max Power, PC Deadman, Trevor Claus, Caracticus, and May Racer are our top 5 at Acropolis Rally Greece. Why do I suck? I know, Joe. I know. All right, here we go. 5 through 10. I scored a point. Becca, 6th place. Sporko Mick, 7th. Betty Racing, Locote, 4 and 9th. In 10th place, Sean Cole. 10th place. 10th place. That's like the semi-pro.
Hey, you still top 10.
I got a point, I think. I got a
Nobody,
point.
nobody talks about 11th or 12th or 13th.
Well,
Let's talk about
speaking
the
of,
top 10.
11th was Alash. I beat Alash. 12th was, I think he DNF'd like 3 stages. Like if you DNF'd stage 3, which was, there's a good chance,
Right.
you then couldn't run 4 or 5. So I still only beat Alesh by like, you know.
Hey,
2
it doesn't
minutes.
matter if you win by by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning, and family matters.
F4H Red Pod, that's John Hill by the way, finished in 12th. David S in 13th. Spatial Dragon, Frito Sport, Dirge, Deluxe, Vintage Dude, SVT, and LRJ. 20 finishers in the Sim Pit Rally this week. Great job.
Nice.
Seventh
yeah.
race of the season. All right, here's our standings. David S leading the way, 117 points. PC Deadman making up some ground, 99 points. Caractacus in third with 90. Alesh Mom and Max Power round out our top 5. Jeez, Heiko doesn't even race that much, and he still has 43 points. That's how good Heiko is.
Heiko's, that's why we call him the Terminator, man.
And then where am I? Heiko, Trevor, Fearless, May Racer, Bloody McGee. That's Joa. Joa likes to clown. Joa only ran one event, I think.
Yeah.
And he has 18 points. And he likes to point out that I've been running all season and I have a whopping 4 points.
Hey, that's more than one.
In 21st.
That's more than 1 point.
21st. I have more than one. I've scored a couple points now. Anyway, Rally Estonia is going on. I'll probably be doing my rally. I like doing Wednesday or Thursday. So the leaderboard's filled up a lot. But I dropped 2 spots. So the leaderboard's never finished when I run my rally, it seems. So, all right. Congratulations. And yes, Robbie Unser is joining us. He's already joined our rally. We're having a little controller issues, but we're going to get that sorted out and hopefully get him in for Estonia here.
Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah, congrats to all, good job, drivers. Congrats to everybody that finished that rally stage. I was watching you, Sean, and I'm like, there's no way I could do something like that. First turn, I'm gonna be falling off the cliff. So yeah, congrats. Yeah, good job, everybody. Congrats to the ones that finished the race. Yeah.
But by the way, I'm gonna pat myself on the back. How many of you sit down and run the rally from start to finish? Because, I don't know if you guys noticed this, but, I run the whole rally right there. I take, maybe one go check on the dog, fill my coffee break. But, yeah. How many of you do that? I might be. I don't know if that's normal. But I'm exhausted by the end and in need of a shower. So, all right. Big announcement. You want to take this away? You want to talk about this?
Yeah.
Actually, I have the image up. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick. But
of course, you
right.
always do this to me. You always. Oh my God, you are old. Every 5 minutes, you're having to get up for a pee.
What can I say? Too much coffee in too many years.
All right, you leaving me? Are you gone? All right, now we can talk smack about Sean. No, guys. So yeah, we are starting back up our Sim Pit Road League. Our Road League is coming back, and we are going to be starting it on I can't remember what I said. The 26th of March, I think we said. Hold up. I got to go back and pull up my image because I can't see because chat is covering up my image. So 16 March. So we're going to 16 March is when our official Road Series starts. We're going to be doing things a little different. We're going to be racing in the GT3 cars. We're keeping our amateur and pro classes, but we are going to be following the iRacing schedule of the SimiCube GT Sprint Series, so that way people can jump into the races that week, get some practice in if they need, and they can be racing the same exact conditions too that the iRacing has, to make it a lot easier for people to practice. That way they can still race, in their official races, and then come into our Sim Pit League. And I'm still
excel.
trying to sort out our prizes. I'm changing that up a little bit too. So once I have everything nailed down, finalized, I'll announce what the prizes are going to be for our pro winner and our amateur winner. But anyways, if you guys want to join our league, in our Discord, there's an announcement section that has all instructions on how to join our racing season. So, yeah, so far I think within the first couple of days, we already have 18, 19 signups. So I'm hoping we can make this a big racing league. We can have a big split amongst our drivers.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, definitely, man. What else was I gonna say? I forgot what else I was gonna say. Yeah, the big thing is I want to make sure that everybody's tracking correctly because some people are still kind of confused. So we're gonna have 2 preseason races. You're gonna be able to use those races, decide what car you want to drive in our official races because the first car. That car that you pick for the first official season is the car you have to stick with for the rest of the season. You can't swap cars throughout the season. You have to stay with one car. There's going to be decal templates you got to apply to make sure we can, we know who is a pro driver and who's an amateur driver. And that will be all based off of, designation that you get once you sign up for the league. Other than that, yeah, if you guys are wanting to join up, go to our Discord, go to the announcement section, and follow the instructions. And if you don't know our Discord, !Discord, that will get you our link to get into our Discord, and hopefully we can see as many, a lot of people in there, and we can get some real racing going on again, man. I miss our league races. I have so much fun in them.
Yep, it's time to get that going. A lot of people are asking, was that Sean Cole guy demoted to amateur after his results from last season?
You escaped by the skin of your neck because you didn't race in a lot of races because you were doing your move and everything like that.
Right.
And I didn't feel like it was appropriate to demote you, even though you were there, but like I can't demote you based off of you not being able to race. So like that's why you finishing towards the end of the points. But this season it is on. If you don't score a lot of points, you will be brought down to an amateur level where, yeah.
My face looks like I have tight underwear.
You kind of clinch a bit. Am I going to be a pro or an amateur?
Joa is guessing that I will be in a GT3 Porsche.
Have you decided what car you want to be in?
I'm going to be in a GT3 Porsche.
I mean, I already have paint schemes for a couple of the GT3 cars. So I mean, I don't have to worry about painting you a car.
Yeah, I probably will be in the Porsche. I'll have to double check that, but yeah, I like Porsches. What can I say? I like Porsches. I owned a Porsche.
There you go. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I hope we can get a lot of people signed up and racing with us. Races are going to be every Sunday, 7 p.m. Central European Time, 10 a.m. Pacific Time. Except if there's a holiday going on, like we're going to have Mother's Day coming up, we're going to have Easter coming up, so those Sundays will not be racing. But yeah, once we know what the iRacing schedule is at, I'll post the tracks and everything, and so we can start racing together. Yeah.
Actually, this is what car I'm going to figure out which friend of mine has the best access to setups, and then whatever car they run, I'm running. That's what I'm doing. I'm such a setup scavenger.
Oh, you don't want to go off on your setup rant again like you did a couple months ago?
No, because I'm assuming we're running open setups. Great, open setups.
Yes. To your question, Anthony, yes, you will have to run an AM or a Pro Stripe decal. That way, people know what class driver you are, like to help differentiate for the rules and everything like that. Because that way, that way you know who's come up against you. That way you know if to move to the side, or if your pros coming up behind you, you can see their decal. You can move to the side, let them through, or if he's an amateur, you can continue fighting. Yeah, just to make things a little bit more clear between the drivers. Yeah.
Yeah. David Payne, you're late. It's okay. You didn't miss anything.
You are.
It's been a really pointless show.
But yeah, I made templates already. They're in our road league. If you need help applying the templates, just let us know and let me know, or just post in the livery help channel. And we got painters that will help sort you out with the paint.
All right. Brian Ostrike, do you guys have plans for the Chicago Expo? Nothing written in stone, but I can tell you I will be at the Chicago Expo. I don't know how I'm gonna get there, and I don't know where I'm gonna stay. I mean, my budget's tight, so I might have to start walking like, in June, and then I'll just sort of sleep on the curb outside, and that should, yeah. But yeah, I'll be there. My car is gonna have to be bright yellow for safety. I get special stripes, so no, I wasn't demoted, but you now have to drive the yellow school bus.
I guess I'll have to make you like a yellow school bus paint scheme.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so league starts Sunday, March. Wait,
16th?
16th. Oh, 2025. God, it's 2025.
It is.
Come on. Come on with that. All right. And when are we going to start our practice races?
The 2 weeks before that. So pretty soon. Next
beginning of March.
Yeah.
Okay. Bathurst 1000. You know who has the biggest balls in all the world?
Not this guy.
Everybody who runs the Bathurst 1000. I tell you, I did it once, and my teammate didn't show up. And I ran 3.5 hours before I crashed the car.
That sucks, man.
Yeah.
That happened to me. That happened to me at Nordschleife, man. I had to do almost 5 hours by myself because the guy forgot to wake up.
Yeah, same thing. Mine forgot to wake up. Thanks, Sam. Not Sam Hinchy, a different Sam. Thanks, Sam, if you're watching. Anyway, Sim Pit fielding 2 cars. Gotta love it. Team Orange, Johnny Alford and Noah Hinton. And then Team Blue, Chris Generali, Ola Sarnquist, and Sam Hinchy. I applaud. I love you guys. It means so much to me that you guys run in the Sim Pit name, race after race, and it is so awesome that you do. Please, any of you guys posting, feel free, please post any streams you're doing. Or even if you know somebody else is streaming your race even, just feel free to post away in the Discord so we can all watch you guys. So good luck. All right, on trading paints now. It's under Amir Assad's account. So under Amir Assad,
I can't make a special account, so
yeah. No, that's fine. You can see he has started posting the Sim Pit paint jobs. So if you want to rock, like this is probably what I'll be running for the GT3 series. I mean, it might be a slight updated version of this one. I can't pull it up. Anyway, there it is. But yeah, if you're looking for some Sim Pit paint schemes, looks like he's got about 9 of them up there so far, and you might see an increase. There it is. The Sim Pit Porsche 911 GT3R. Yep. That's my baby. Yeah, we're going to run that beast, I think. What are you going to run?
Me?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because you're my setup buddy.
I know. And your paint buddy.
I can't paint anymore. I used to paint. Now I suck.
I already picked the Porsche. Yeah.
Oh, I almost missed one thing. Oh, hold on. Bear with me.
Okay.
Fantasy League.
Oh, yeah. Well, while you bring that up, Tom Jones, IMB, they are our sponsor for the league. They make apparel, they make gloves, they make shirts, they make shoes for sim racing. Awesome, man. Like, yeah, if you put in / gloves, it'll bring up their link. Super great guys, super awesome guys. And we're actually getting ready we're working with them on some new things. Yeah.
All right.
Actually, I have a chat with them on Monday about that. Yeah.
All right, we don't have updates for WeatherTech. Didn't WeatherTech end? I think we're off. We're off because the week rotates on Monday.
Yeah, this is the week for Joe and Carl, so they finish on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think we already covered Oldest. Look at Oldest got 122. Andrus got 121.
Ah! It's all right. It's all right.
Close.
Oldest, you're still my hero, buddy.
You guys still have a big lead. All right, so at
It
WeatherTech.
might come down to the wire between you and me. I don't know.
Oh, I hope it doesn't come down to me. I used to paint, yeah, John. I was actually a pretty good painter back in the day. My painting days were really like NASCAR 2003 era. I continued on like when iRacing first started, but there's a point in time, I'll tell you exactly, it was when they changed their templates where Paint Shop Pro would no longer open them and you needed Adobe or a more modern paint program. That's when I stopped painting. So, all right, Joe, go get him, Joe. Joe versus Brandon this week. Next week, it's Ola versus Neil. And then the following week, it's me versus Amir. Are we going to just do that one live and stream it, or are we going to just run it separate like everyone else?
I don't know. We have to figure. Yeah, I mean, it'd be cool if we. But I don't know if we'll be in the same session to live stream it both at the same time.
Oh, and my I rating is so much higher than yours. We wouldn't be in the same split anyway.
Yeah. I know.
It isn't. We probably have almost virtually the same I rating.
You can talk shit. I don't care. I'm still gonna win this fantasy league. You're in what's that called? What's that phase? The denial phase.
Denial, yeah. So many things. All right. Forza painting, John. What a nightmare! And I did a few of them. When you had to create a little like rectangle of black and then put it there and then create another little rectangle and you had to like stack a gazillion things to create a shape or a stripe. It was so ridiculous. All right, look through a couple rigs and then as soon as I'm bored with rigs, we're going to bring this show to a close. Independent Yak posting this one. Ultra budget DIY rig by a 17-year-old. And it's just a quality Deathmobile with like a junkyard seat. Looks like more like an eBay seat, but yeah. A curved monitor. It ain't that budget. I've seen lower budgets than that, my friend. All right. What else? Here's Max Verstappen in his budget rig. Different level budget, but a budget rig. Sativa Sawdust. Just got his first sim rig. How's his seat position? Wait, are you seeing this? That's a kid.
Oh yeah, now I'm seeing it because I'm on a delay.
Look at the little tyke rig. Look at the little guy rig.
Awesome. Yeah.
Way to go, Sativa.
Hell yeah.
All right. This guy didn't upgrade, so went from a wheel stand extreme. To the full extreme. You need a new monitor, guy. That's tiny. He might run VR. Maybe he runs VR. If he runs VR, that's okay.
Yeah. Oh, that's what he did. Oh, he went from that to this. Okay.
The wheel Fanatic doesn't make. Yeah, that's not what I want. Look, this surge protector. Who needs it? All right, there's nice looking. Actually, insane the power a sim setup requires. Yeah, my sim requires 2 surge protectors.
Yeah.
Look at that cool cat. The guy named his cat Apex.
That is awesome.
Look at that cat.
Oh, I gotta wait for you to get to it. Oh, yeah.
That's Apex.
Ooh.
Alright, store-bought rig. Where's the DIY rigs? I thought we had a shitty economy. Everyone's got all these super fancy rigs. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying it. I'm keeping my mouth shut. We were saying before the show, no politics.
No, yeah, we're not touching it. All right. No politics. Damn it.
You're the one that laid that rule down, not me.
I've got so much to say. Okay. All right, let's get out of here before I get myself in trouble. They'll come close my shit down. All right, everyone. Happy Friday. Amir, any last thoughts on your end?
You cut out on me.
Oh, Amir, any last thoughts on your end?
No. I hope if you guys want to join our league again, just join our Discord. I got all the instructions there. I hope to see as many of you guys as we can. I miss racing with everybody, and it'll be a lot of fun to do battles with not only Sean, but actually we haven't even battled in a long time. Joe is now my main opponent now when it comes to racing. You can continue fighting with Dowling and all those other guys. I'm going after Neil this season. Neil and Joa.
Yeah. All right. Got to get my shit together. All right, everyone out there. I never do this. How about giving it some thumbs up? I see 44 of you in here, only 24 likes. We should at least have 44 likes, right? Come on. Give a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you've never done that before so you can find out when we go live or our next video comes out. Thank you for hanging out with us. Definitely get into our Discord. !Discord will get you the link. !Gloves will get you the IMB Raceway gear where you can find the Simpit gloves and other merch on the way. If you are watching this as a replay, description all is in the description. All of the links are in the description of the show. And get into our Discord where you can join the Simpit Road Racing League coming up March 16th. Is that 15th? 16th. March 16th.
Yep.
And it should be really cool. We'll be streaming those races. We'll probably do the Sean versus Amir doubleheader stream, but I'm going to have to get up so where I have to get fast enough so where Amir is looking at my gearbox. That's what would be ideal, and then we'll have a really good stream. So, anyway, that is going to do it for everything. Thank you for hanging out with us. Get out there, do some sim racing, have yourselves a great weekend. But that's going to do it for this one. This is the Sim Pit. I'm Sean Cole. That's Amir Assad. And we will see you on the track.
Later, guys.